Hello everybody, this is Danielle Daniel, Holistic Psych. I'm an LCSW and Doctor of Clinical Psychology student, and talking about essential oils and the brain is my passion, it's my forte, so I'm really excited to be partnered with you and share some of my favorite uses for balance and serenity. So as you're joining this live video, I would love to get to know you and meet you guys as well. So if you can type in the, or if you're joining a recorded, if you can type in below just your name and where you're from and maybe your favorite benefit that you've received from balance or serenity. I would love to see what the uses and the ways you guys are using it. I love to do these live videos, and again, my forte is studying essential oils and the brain, which is what I'm doing right now in my dissertation too. So very excited to be able to release even more information on the validity and just the value that essential oils can offer for you and your family. So my background is I'm from San Diego, California, and I actually grew up with a hippie mama from the 70s that used essential oils and herbs on us. So using essential oils wasn't new to me, but the quality that doTERRA offers blew me away. In fact, when I found doTERRA and I found what they were doing just quality-wise, the CPTG, that is when I actually started bringing the oils into my practice for mental health. Now, mind you, I had used oils, but I never even thought about bringing them into my practice because I didn't really see them as a viable solution, but now I do, and actually turned my doctorate research studies onto oils as well. So you can see how amazing plant compounds can be for us. So I started just, diffusing these and seeing these significant changes in the kiddos that I was serving, just from going from being angry or going from being upset or emotional or, crying or anxious, all these things. And they would come in and just smell from the diffuser, the oils, and they'd be like, oh, that smells really good. I feel better now. And I loved that. You can think it as the simplest thing, but it's actually not. It's pretty huge. So that's what really drew me into study these at a deeper level. So emotions and mental health are my niche, and essential oils in the brain is my passion. So anyway, let's dive right in. So we're going to talk about balance and serenity, but one of the first things I want to talk about is best method of application for the brain. When you are applying essential oils, you want to get the best brain benefit. The first thing you think of is inhalation, right? Because when you inhale an essential oil, that goes and travels right through your neural olfactory pathways into the brain and stimulates at the limbic system. That's where your emotional memory is with your amygdala. It also, the limbic system projects into all different types of your brain, especially the prefrontal cortex, which is where your thought is and your processing, your organization, your motivation. So there's so much to go on in the prefrontal cortex. So knowing that, that it's a huge benefit when you just open a bottle and smell it. Oh, that Serenity smells so good. So that's one way. The other ways I like that are really good for application for the brain are going to be pulse points on the front of the neck and the occipital point on the back of the neck. So you'll feel this little soft spot between your skull and your spine. That's the occipital. So you can put your oils right on there and it'll go with the blood flow right to the brain. Another really good area that I like, and it's not necessarily for the brain, but I like to put the oils on the wrist. And the only reason, and it's not necessarily bloodstream wise because it's the best for the brain, but I like to be able to smell it throughout the day. So if it's on my wrist, or you can put it on a bracelet, just something that you can continually smell, that's huge. And then the last two really effective ways to influence brain health with essential oils is, one is the bottom of the foot on your big toe. Okay, so the big toe is like the Chinese reflexology, and it works. It just stimulates. You just put a little bit, if you're doing this on a baby's feet, you can just put it all over the bottom of the feet, but then on the big toe, you just kind of want to give it a little massage, a little acupressure type point, and that's going to help stimulate through the entire bloodstream on the bottom of your big toe. And then lastly, which is my favorite with doTERRA, that's internally, and that's a huge way. The gut-brain axis is huge. The best way to influence long-term brain health is through your gut. So with that being said, I'm going to talk about balance and serenity, but I like to talk about plant personality. I like to break this down to such a simple term that you can just understand. I feel like the creator made it like so easy for us to understand what plants he created for what. Like you look at a walnut, right? And what does a walnut look like? It looks just like your brain. So God's like, here you go. This is going to be good for your brain, right? And then you look at a pomegranate. Pomegranate looks just like the inside of your ovaries. So it's like, this is going to be good for hormones, right? And let's see, a tomato. A tomato looks like your heart, your cardiovascular cavity. It's like, and tomatoes are good for your heart. So I love that. I feel like nature makes it so simple for us to understand how to use it. So let's look at the oils in Serenity and Balance. So we have in here tree oils, right? Especially in Balance, right? So what are trees in nature? They're grounded, they're rooted, they're stable. So nature's pretty consistent, and what it does in nature is what it's going to do in your body. And so Balance essential oil is, or this grounding blend, but Balance with the tree oils in it are going to cause that grounding, that stabilization. So I wrote down a few uses for Balance that I just love, and this is one you definitely, I use this pretty much daily. I would say every evening around 8 p.m. So it's a couple hours before I go to bed. Sometimes, between 6 and 8 p.m. As I'm just winding down, I'll put Balance on the bottom of my feet. That's my favorite way to use it, is just on the bottom of the feet. So frankincense, right? Frankincense oil in here. I'm looking at my little notes on the oils. Spruce tree. So these are very grounded and rooted trees. And if you look at, we talk about grounding, right? What does that mean? What does that do, right? If you look at the nervous system, you've got billions of neurons in the nervous system. So when I say it's grounding, it's going to help, right? In a healthy person, it's going to help you just that like stimulated nervous system. It's going to help calm it. It's going to help just ground it down. And that's what oils are so good at, is just causing this effect in the body to just let you go, okay, I can think again. And I'm going to share a story with you about Balance at the end here that it'll make more sense. Okay, so let's look at the next group of oils that is also in Serenity, and this is of plants, and we're going to plant personality, right? So we look at flowers. What are flowers in nature? Just think of their characteristics. I love looking at plant personality. I just think it's so enlightening for us. So if you look at flowers, they're not bright and vibrant like citruses, right? Their color's more muted. It's soft. The petal is soft. And they're just this calming and consoling and comforting type, like when you look at them, they just feel that way. When you smell them, they feel that way. Because again, it's just that softening. And I love that. So in going back to Balance, you look at, it's got blue tansy, which is a flower, and it smells soft and sweet. Isn't that cool? Well, it's a soft flower and it smells sweet. So you look at blue chamomile, another flower, and then osmanthus flower. Those are all these, just these softening. They're going to soften the stress going on in your life. And blues, which are blue tansy and blue chamomile, are good for blood. Kind of cool. So I love that about flowers. They're softening to that stress going on in your life. So that's Balance for you. It's got trees and flowers. So I'll share a little story and then we'll go into Serenity. So I went to a therapeutic equestrian with these group of kiddos with disabilities, and it was amazing. But one of the kiddos got off of the bus and was super stimulated. He had a really hard time being focused, and he was just kind of flapping his hands. And I didn't want him to miss out on the opportunity to ride the horses and interact with the horses. And we were actually using the oils with the horses too, which was really cool. And he was just too all over the place. So I used Balance. I knew he needed some grounding. The stress of coming over on the bus was just making his nervous system very stimulated. So I took a little drop of this oil and I just kind of slyly, I put it on the back on my hand, and I put it on the back of his neck on that occipital point. And he kind of looked at me like, what is she doing? So I did that, and I just kind of let him be. In about 3 to 6 minutes, he calmed down. He sat down on the stairs, was listening, was able to look at the instructor in the eye, which is a pretty huge thing, and just able to participate for the rest of the day. And that was in 3 to 6 minutes of using the balance essential oil. So you can translate into how can you use this during the day, on the bottom of your feet in the evening after a long day, maybe midday. Maybe you're having just some stress midday, and then you can put on the back of your neck and just keep going. Okay, so that's the beauty of balance. So let's go into Serenity. Why you want to have Serenity on a nightly or daily basis. I love it at night. So Serenity, we talked about our flowers. Let me get my notes of the ingredients here, right? And so flowers are going to be everything calming to that nervous system, the central nervous system that communicates right to your brain, right? And through your entire body. All those neurons communicate. And this is going to have so many flowers in it. You've got ylang ylang. And ylang ylang, actually in research, I love that they've described it as harmonizing to attention and focus and calming at the same time. I thought that was pretty cool. So it's not like it just kind of makes you want to be tired. It actually harmonizes your attention and your focus and calms your mood. So that was pretty cool. Chamomile, calming and also just kind of sleepy, right? Just I always think of chamomile tea, and that's what you're getting is the benefits of the essential oils. Lavender, lots of studies have been done on lavender, which I love, and it shows it reduces anxiousness. So in a healthy individual, if you're just feeling a little heightened with anxious emotions, you can inhale lavender, or this Serenity is what I would recommend because of the combination infused with lavender, and it'll immediately calm you down. I have a friend, I'm going to just kind of skip to a story real quick. I have a friend who actually, after she delivered her baby, her body just kind of went into a heightened mode and she was shaking. And she said to her husband, because she had prepared, she goes, "Hand me the Serenity." And he handed it to her. All she did was inhale it, and her entire body, that entire central nervous system, just calmed down. That's what it does. Isn't that amazing? Just if your body's in this overstressed state, just like having a baby can do to you, that's what Serenity can help you do. Hoe wood is a wood oil, right? But it's also high in linalool, which is very calming. It's one of those oils that helps you lower stress and a fear-based response so that you can respond with more love and confidence. That's what I like about linalool. And then it has sandalwood. Again, I love these two oils. They just have such a great combination of woods, like trees, and flowers. And then marjoram, which is calming. And then cedarwood, again, just helps calm the nerves. So you're going to get out of Serenity, it's my favorite at night. In fact, when I travel, I don't sleep well, and I have this whole pattern where it takes me 3 nights, and by then I go home. But the 3rd night, if I'm somewhere, I can sleep like a good finally, and I think it's because I'm exhausted for the other 2 nights not sleeping. So when I started using Serenity, what I noticed is the very first night, and okay, so let me tell you where I use this. I was in a family vacation up in Washington, and there was this really cool place that we had where they were like barn stalls. This home had had designed this kind of communal area with barn stalls as being bedrooms. Okay, so my brother's in the barn stall next to me, no walls, I can hear him snoring on the other side, and then me, and then quite a few other families, and it was fun. But I'm like, yeah, there's no way Danielle is sleeping tonight in this kind of atmosphere. I don't even sleep good on my first night anywhere, right? But it was right when I got Serenity, and I thought, well, I'll just try it, but I doubt it. I was doubtful, and that's where to tell you this is not placebo effect. I was highly doubtful it would work. I thought maybe if I was in my own hotel room, my own bed, all these pillows, and I was okay, but I was not in that situation. So I used Serenity that night going, yeah, I doubt it, but I'll just use it because I have it, And I kid you not, I slept 8 hours straight, full through the night. No disturbance, not, even though I was open air in these barn stalls with family, I slept through the night. It was incredible. I went, oh my goodness, that stuff works. So if you have any doubts, doesn't matter. Try it anyway. It'll work. So those are my tips for you on essential oils and the brain for balance and Serenity. And just look forward to staying connected with you guys. Would love to see your comments and get to know you guys on this live video. I'm on Facebook, Danielle Daniel Holistic Psych, and Instagram @Holistic Psych. Thanks, everybody. Bye.